Organized labor, comprising the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress, has suspended their strike for 5 days. A leader of the NLC said this in Abuja. The centers are expected to issue a statement shortly before the commencement of negotiations with the government. Reports say that after a 6-hour meeting with the leadership of organized labor in Abuja, the federal government expressed the commitment of President Bola Tinubu to raising the 60,000 naira offered as the minimum wage.
The government is committed to moving beyond 60,000. Prior to now, even there was a challenge on why, by some sub-nationals, on why should you even agree on 60. And they were quarreling among themselves why it should be 60. Some of them didn't even agree. But the outcome of yesterday's deliberation shows that they are committed to moving beyond that. So it's like they have given a framework.
And now joining us via phone is Benson Upa, Head of Information and Communication, Nigeria Labour Congress. Okay. We do hope he joins us on the news hour tonight. Now, away from that, President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday received a briefing from a delegation of the federal government regarding the discussions with organized labor on the new minimum wage. The meeting had in attendance the federal government's team on the tripartite committee on new national minimum wage. The meeting with the president was held an hour before the resumption of negotiations between labor and government shortly after the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress announced the suspension of their industrial action to allow for further negotiations with the government.
Like I've said earlier, government is not against, it's not an opponent of labor discussions, it's not an opponent of wage increase. But what is there is that government is always desirous of ensuring that there is a balance between what government pronouncement is and what realities are on ground. And therefore, we'll work assiduously to ensure that whatever we do, whatever promises the government makes will be kept. That's the idea of this meeting. The president has given a marching order that all those who have negotiated on behalf of government and all those also who are representative of other sectors, the organized private sector, the subnationals, come together so that we can have a new wage award that is acceptable, that is sustainable, and that is also realistic for Nigeria. A wage award is not just that of the federal government. Like I mentioned earlier, the subnationals are involved, the organized private sector is involved, the labor is involved. It was labor that staged a step out during those proceedings. Now that we have come back to the negotiating table, all of us will work together again assiduously within the next 1 week to ensure that we have a new wage for Nigeria that is acceptable, that is sustainable, that is also realistic for all Nigerians.